she makes me laugh, which is a difficult thing to do. I've never been one for jokes, pranks, or flights of fancy, or any flights at all for that matter. I do believe clouds were meant to be a warning barrier, not a challenge to be tested. But though I had been affixed to the ground for so long, she found a way to make my heart soar. She was young at heart herself, 33 when I first saw her 4 years ago. As I was exiting the tailor with my double-breasted suit, she was exiting the ice cream shop with a double vanilla scoop. Curiously, she locked eyes on me the way a child might lock eyes on sweets, and before I knew it, I had been dragged by the arm into the ice cream shop to retrieve my own frozen treats with her giggling all the way. Although we were relatively the same age, she retained a whimsical childlike wonder that most people seem to lose as the years pass. She made me forget I was trapped in a suit. I was forced to grow up too soon. My parents both died when I was young, one followed quickly after the other. I had to learn to be a man before I finished learning to be a boy. It was taken from me. And I had drudged through my short life thus far with a dour demeanor, sour at a world in which I had not earned the right to be a curmudgeon with as many years as I still had ahead of me. And then here comes Julia, who found a way to give that childhood back to me. When I couldn't find a slice of joy in my life, she floated to me like bubbles in summertime. When I would read a headline in the newspaper that upset me, she would draw a mustache and glasses on the face of whichever person graced the printed page. When the radio was playing something dull, she would switch it off and sing her own tune. If I grumbled at the blanket of snow outside, she would run out and make snow angels. If it was pouring rain, she would dance in it and then make me join her. And I had never been good at dancing. But she pulled me in, and we two stepped along. A woman who had mastered the art of never growing up. This was the woman I needed to partner with. This is how I would stay young at heart myself and regain all the time I had lost when I was forced to become older than I was. Those who knew me better and those who knew her better appeared shocked that I would take such a chance. I had already placed the ring on her finger, the fee to reserve a fiancé. The revelation that she had been married before was surprising to me, but not detrimental. And with the carefree attitude that she had taught me so well, I mused, isn't everything better the second time around? The third time around. Fourth. I'm her fourth husband. Well, when you discover that you are someone's fourth husband and they are only 33 years old, you realize that they may not have been as carefree as you think. Or perhaps too carefree. But you convince yourself that you are the one that's going to make a difference. Who's going to win where others failed. Who's going to keep pace with her. That must be why the other marriages failed. They didn't know how to keep up with her youthful vigor. There was no chance I was going to allow myself to grow up and lose that. We would stay young forever and let the world around us get old and boring while we laughed at them. So we bound ourselves together. Before that had come to pass, of course, I had met her parents, which is so important, isn't it? You want to make a good impression and prove that you are the right fit, especially if you're the fourth fit. But really, how difficult is it to impress a pair of people who have a room in their house dedicated to simply sitting and drinking alcohol? I can go to the market, stand in the aisle of spirits, and scoff at their scarce selection when compared to the cabinets of my Julia's parents. I never became close with them. They were like wooden beams from a shipwreck, always adrift at sea. Her mother would often stare off through the window, usually holding a book, without ever actually opening it. She'd often muse and speak about what it would be like if she were to lose her mind, saying this out loud to really no one. A few conversations with Julia's father were cordial, yet often ended with petty disagreements of some kind. On the day that I decided to ask for his daughter's hand in marriage, I had dressed my best and carefully prepared my request with the most respectful approach I could muster. He was silent for many minutes, and then turned to me almost as if he forgot I was there. and responded that he had already given his daughter away before. She wasn't his to give away anymore. He was so apathetic to the world, slowly drowning in one bottle and then eager to empty the next. But Julia took me, and I took her, and it would be us against the world, and we would laugh at anyone else who failed to join in. Have you ever experienced that first realization? When you feel that something is just not quite right? I don't recall what the exact moment was. It's like a sunny day, when you suddenly feel a droplet of water bounce on your skin, and you look around in a dazed state wondering, was that rain? Did anyone else feel that? It couldn't have been. But you know you felt something. And you find yourself waiting for the next droplet to strike. But whether or not it does, you are now on alert. You are now awake and strangely invigorated by the thought of rain. Sometimes nothing comes. Other times heaven's floodgates open. For me, the dark clouds began rolling in. Each year on my birthday, I like to visit the graves of my parents with somber respect and would ask Julia to join me. With a juvenile sigh, she would remark that the cemetery was too spooky for her. Every time she saw a new dress or accessory that she loved, she would refuse to exit the store unless it was with a new purchase in hand. I would seldom hint at converting the sitting room into a nursery, but any word regarding the mere possibility of us having children would be met with her throwing herself on the furniture, symbolically declaring mine, with no intention of sharing. We couldn't even have house guests over for the night without her sulking about an invasion of privacy. When I left my position at the bank due to a scandal revolving around those who operated it, she showed less concern for me than she did the checkbook. And apparently, that was enough reason for her to leave me, to return once again to the solace of her parents and their rapidly draining decanters. I guess I did feel rain after all. Followed by a crack of thunder that became our divorce. Her fourth. And I could be upset about it. But I'll give her the credit for not feeling entirely so. Because now, I know how to dance in the rain. Yet still be ready with a good umbrella. Now I know how to have a song in my head as comfort in times of silence, yet still be ready to listen to the tune of the world around me, even if I don't like their melody. Now I know how to make snow angels, after shoveling a path for myself in the drifts of snow and life alike. And when it comes to taking a flight, well, I still hate flying and won't be testing the cloud barrier anytime soon. But now I know that I can take flights of fancy that will lift me as high, aware that any barrier is simply hiding a breakthrough of sunlight. It is praiseworthy to stay young at heart, as long as it doesn't keep you young at mind. The balance of the two is delicate. I'm grateful that Julia unconsciously taught me that, even if she doesn't realize it herself. And I hope that someday she will. But for now, I'm off to enjoy a double scoop of ice cream with a wonderful woman who has agreed to be my second wife. But I have a feeling that things are going to go very well, because I make her laugh.